Hi, guys. Welcome to some more Real Talk Dog Talk. I'm Tori.
And I'm Barb.
For those of you who haven't joined us before, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com.
And if you are a regular listener and or emailer, keep those emails coming in. We really love getting them. It gives us some good ideas and some are kind of entertaining.
Yes, absolutely.
So I know I sound a little bit eager there.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
But somebody was talking to me about something this week and talked about it in other episodes. And the question comes up periodically. So I'm going to just talk about it again real quick.
Okay.
Someone was asking me about the use of dog kennels inside crates.
Oh, yes.
And while we were visiting about it, someone else interjected and said, "Oh, they're bad. Don't use them." And I think what really needs to be discussed is not whether to or not to use them, but how to use them responsibly.
Right. Exactly.
If you are having pets in a crate for excessive amounts of times, you're gonna have some odd behaviors coming from that dog.
Yeah.
You could have them eating things. You could have them becoming destructive. You could have them just kind of out of control and, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about whether you use them or not, but how you're using them.
Well, and I think too, no matter what, at some point in their life, they're going to need to be in one.
Oftentimes that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Even taking them to the vet for a spay or a neuter,
Right.
they aren't going to sit and hold them on their lap. They're going to have to put them in a kennel of some sort.
Yes.
So, there's a lot of reasons to use a kennel. And if you are using a kennel responsibly in a house, they can be a really effective tool.
My dogs love theirs.
They tend to look at them as a comfortable kind of cave, kind of homey feeling.
It's their room.
Yep. And when I am dealing with young dogs, puppies, I use it to make sure that they don't develop bad habits.
Yes.
If I have to get in the shower, I'm going to put that puppy in a kennel so that it's not running around tearing stuff up or peeing on things or pooping where they're not supposed to. If I have somebody come in the house and I want my dogs to behave without being intrusive or in that person's business, not everybody appreciates a dog around them.
Yep.
I'm going to put that dog in a kennel.
Yes. I have my son with his friends coming over. They're not all comfortable with the size of dogs we have.
Right.
So
they go in the kennel for a short period of time.
Yes.
It's when, I did work for the local Humane Society for a stretch, and we had someone bringing in, I think it was a Chihuahua, it was some sort of small dog.
Yeah.
And they said they didn't know what was wrong with it. It was barking all the time. They just couldn't take it. They just did not want the dog. And as we were talking to this person, we realized that this dog had been crated for 20 out of 24 hours a day.
Oh, my goodness.
And that is excessive. And that is when you're going to get the barking and the bad behavior and the chewing on things and the being just obnoxious around you. And oftentimes that's kind of a call for attention.
Well, listen, I'd be rotten if somebody locked me up for 20 hours a day.
Yeah. And we did make the suggestion to the people that maybe, they should spend more time with the dog.
Yeah.
And they just were done with it. They didn't want it. And I think when you're looking at bad behaviors, you need to look at what's going on in the environment. And crates get a bad rap because of people who are leaving their pets in them for that hideous amount of time.
Well, and I feel like if you're comfortable with that, just don't get a dog.
Right. If you don't have time, and that was some of the things they said, well, we go to work and, with travel time, we're gone 9-10 hours a day and, we're home for a little bit, but, sometimes I just want to go out for the evening. Okay, if you're the kind of person that wants to go out for the evening, wants to go be part of bowling leagues and softball tournament type stuff, that's fine, but don't get a dog.
Right. They don't deserve that.
No.
And they can't choose.
Yeah. So I think crates are a really useful tool. And sometimes they provide comfort to a dog opposed to restriction.
Yes.
So just be careful how you're using the crate. And they are a good thing to some degree. Just don't be excessive with the amount of time that the dog is actually in it.
Right.
And make sure it's comfortable, the right size, everything.
My dogs, well, some of them tear things up, but plenty of blankets or a dog bed, or, they have toys, something to chew on, so get them set up in a nice area. And, there's absolutely, it's frustrating when, somebody's deterring a person from doing something like that when it's a very useful thing.
Right. It's about using it correctly. I actually just found a crate that is, I guess I'm not sure if that was their intention, but it is made big enough for a crib mattress.
That is a super nice setup.
And I found a crib mattress cover that is actually designed for dogs as well. So it's a heavier made fabric.
Yes.
And the crate completely opens up. So it is like a little sleeping area for them. And many of my dogs like to go in there. It was intended for one dog in particular, but everybody seems to love it. They take turns laying in it, and it's just very comfortable to them. I throw some extra blankets in there and they can fluff them around, and it isn't even closed during the day. I have different uses for different kennels. We have multiple dogs, so that's something that I guess I don't see it as a negative. I see it as a tool.
Right.
So, don't be discouraged by people who are telling you not to do it, because it isn't bad. It's just got to be used right.
Get a second opinion for sure.
Ask me.
That I do.
Yeah.
So
she does
all the time.
Anyhow, so that was that was one thing that came up this week, and I'm sure I'll be talking about that very same thing again in the future, but it seems to be quite, I don't know if I'd say controversial, but there's a lot to go around about it. So I'm just going to bring it up whenever I need to and remind people to use them responsibly, and they can be a very effective tool.
They really can. I'm a fan.
Yep.
So sign me up.
Yep.
So today, for the real topic.
Yeah. Here we go.
You ever go on vacation, go do some, hey, I need somewhere for my dog to be. I don't want to board my dog though. Then what? I'm going to ask a friend.
Oh.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to call you.
Yeah. Well, you are my friend, so.
Yeah.
Some places may not even have a boarding facility available even.
Right.
There's not very many in the area we're in that I know of.
There are getting to be more, and that's great. I guess I don't know who owns the one near us.
Yeah.
It's in a neighboring town, but that's only a few years old. But yeah, there's a new one there.
Yeah. So that, I would probably, I would probably call you about mine.
Yeah.
And
sometimes a family member or friend is just someone you're more comfortable with. Right.
Well, and I've watched plenty of dogs for people, probably because I'm a dog person. People know that, but
hey, Dory.
Yeah, I need my help.
Yeah. Could you come watch my dog for a weekend?
Yeah, dogs like me more than people, so it kind of works out.
Well, sometimes it's hard choosing the right person because, most people have multiple friends and family members, and it's a matter of who you really want to trust with your pets. And for me, I guess the thing I think about is like who's most familiar with my animals.
Yes, that's a huge thing.
And that is, of course, you, because
Right.
you're out there quite a bit with working with my dogs anyhow.
Yeah.
But there are things to consider.
There's a lot to think about. Think of the dog like your kid.
It is like your kid.
It is.
Yeah. I think that I'm a little bit more confident, and I'm not knocking boarding kennels. I mean, it just seems kind of impersonal,
Right.
not very
Yeah.
homey. And I feel like if I have a family member that can come out and take care of them at my house, they're more at home. Or if I were to take a dog to someone in the family,
Yeah.
that would make me feel more at ease.
I feel like that could, boarding facilities are probably a little more confusing.
Yeah, it's like they're taken out of their environment. They're with strangers.
Smells weird. It's not comfortable. Well, it may be comfortable. I shouldn't say that, but it's impersonal. Like you said, it's not cozy and
homey.
yeah.
But just because someone is eager and says, "Oh, I would love to watch your dog," does not mean that is the best choice for your pet.
It's true. I know, you know what? I know plenty of very nice people that would totally be like, "Hey, let me help." Sorry.
Have any of you out there seen Marley and Me?
Oh,
that babysitter was totally overwhelmed with Marley.
Did not know what to do.
She was out of there.
Yeah. I mean,
I could see my dogs overwhelming some people as well.
Yeah. It's okay.
But, you want to consider a few things. One, compatibility.
Yeah.
I mean, are they going to really get along with the person that's watching them? I know not all my dogs like my sons.
I think it's kind of funny because Cody's great.
Well, Gabby tries to bite Cody in the butt.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that's about. But every time he turns his back, she goes to... But when she plays with the other dogs, she bites their tail.
See?
So maybe she's being fun, but he doesn't appreciate it.
Well, she's pretty sure there's a tail in there somewhere.
There's not. I can
you
attest
would know.
to that.
Yeah.
Also, possibly someone who they already know.
Yes.
Could be a friend. Could be someone that's out to your house or over to your house regularly.
Neighbor, maybe.
Right. And, if you're taking them somewhere to like a person's house, do they have a fenced yard?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have some type of containment so that your dog doesn't get loose and hurt?
Are they fully able to take that task on?
Yeah. And because like the thing I think about in my head, I'll be careful because I don't want to step on toes, but I can think of many years ago, a place that I boarded a dog that was just not very, I guess I would just homey. I guess homey is what I think of. And I don't want my dog sitting there locked up in a cage while I'm off having a good time.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
So, you want to think about if it's someone that has time and is going to interact with the dog, go outside, throw a ball around, frisbee, something.
Mm-hmm.
Some boarding facilities, which I will say that the boarding facility near us is not in my description because I haven't been there to see how they are.
Right. Yes.
But I don't want my dog locked up. I want them to get good interaction. I want someone playing with them a little bit. And I do know of one that was pretty much a cage. And then they just went out and pottied the dogs like 4 times a day, fed them and watered them. And that was it.
That makes me think like jail for dogs.
It does.
Not even nice.
Will this person take your dog for a walk or, kind of a happier experience than just being locked up and kept safe?
Right.
Sometimes people that, have a lot of experience with animals are not necessary. And this is just my opinion, but I feel like just because they have experience doesn't mean they're committed to providing your pet with a happy time.
For sure. I know people who know a ton about dogs, but they really don't
love them.
Yeah. They're like, they're dogs. Like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, what?
Yeah, mine aren't just dogs.
Yeah, that's not in my world.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So, I mean, experience, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, they might know how to keep the dogs safe, but do they love them? I don't know.
Well, and like you, I mean, experience specifically with your dog,
Yeah.
even,
Mhm.
you know, not even necessarily many,
Yeah.
but, you know, like you said, someone that knows your dog.
Right.
So,
So the experience level, I don't know. I'm kind of honing and humming on that one. I think sometimes if you have someone who is new to pets and dogs, animals in general, sometimes they're going to apply themselves even more to taking care of your dog or I guess cat.
well, I know of a woman who, very nice lady. Her son just got a dog, and she doesn't like dogs. Okay, she'll pet one, and you know, but not my house. You don't get to get on the furniture. She hasn't had a dog since she was a young girl, you know, and she doesn't know anything about dogs. But she took her grand puppy, she calls it, for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet you, first of all, the dog was on the couch already. So that rules out the window. I'll send it out.
Mm-hmm.
It went from just being in the heated, warm garage to in the living room to in the living room on the couch. And so the commitment level there, immense. Not very much experience and knowledge, but a lot of questions, definitely trying to stay in contact with people who do know what's going on and fully committed to helping the raising of this grand puppy.
Well, I think that is what's most important because I think sometimes people who are animal people kind of
Too comfortable?
Maybe too comfortable. They just aren't really maybe as excited.
Yeah,
with the prospect of caring for a pet.
That could, yeah.
So
excellent point.
One thing I think about, and it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. Many years ago, I had a dog that was just an escape artist. Ironically, her name was JoJo.
Yes.
It is not the puppy that Tori has.
No.
But
she's not an escape artist.
She would escape all the time. So I was going to board her. And I knew this particular boarding kennel, I was just going to be gone overnight.
Right.
And this particular kennel, I knew because I'd visited it, had a indoor run that had a chain link top. So the dog couldn't escape.
Yeah.
And I asked specifically if they could use that for JoJo because I didn't want her getting out.
Right.
And the individual that owned this kennel said, no, we'll just tether her inside a kennel. And I said, no, don't do that.
I don't like the sounds of that.
Because I felt like JoJo could jump and hang herself. I could just imagine so many different ways that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
I said, don't do that.
Yes.
Do not tether my dog in a kennel.
Right.
And the next afternoon when I went back to pick JoJo up, the individual that ran the place was upset because she had tethered my dog inside the kennel like I asked her not to. I told her not to. And she was upset because JoJo had chewed through a cable.
Oh, wow.
And she wanted reimbursement for that cable. And I reminded her that I had specifically said, do not do that.
Yeah.
And we went around about it. And ultimately, I paid for the boarding, which I wasn't even happy with that.
Right.
But I did tell her I was not going to pay for the cable because I had told her no.
Well, right.
So I think the moral of that story is that you really want someone who's going to listen to you about what you need for your dog and what you
Right.
don't want for them.
Right.
Nobody knows your dog better than you do.
Exactly.
So you really want someone that's going to do what you ask with your pets.
Absolutely. Well, and that, that kind of brings into my side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure when you are watching somebody else's dog, you want to make sure you have a list of that. Maybe not a physical list, but you know what quirks they might have. Are they allowed on the furniture?
Mm-hmm.
You might be creating bad behaviors without even realizing it because, oh, well, I let my dogs on the furniture, or, other people have, whatever the case. Not this one. Or does your dog chew on shoes? Maybe I need to make sure I keep mine up. Or, just a list of anything like that.
Well, there are people who are very particular about what their dogs eat as well.
Very much so. I mean, you want to make sure that you have the enough food and the kind that they eat, because you can make them sick, not feel well just from using the wrong kind,
or not storing their, if the pet owner brings something that needs to be refrigerated or cooked before it's given. Can't imagine that. But if that would be the case, you want to make sure that the food is food or treats are properly stored.
Well, you can't just, I've heard a lot of people throughout the years, dog people say, dogs can eat anything. Well, they shouldn't eat rotten food,
right,
or moldy food or whatever. It needs to be good food. And you know what? If they don't, if that's not what you have, grab some new stuff and talk to them about it when they get back or something,
Right.
But don't just give a dog rotten food. That's
right. Well, and gosh, see, now I got to say it.
Yeah.
So I know this person. I got them going on feeding their dog boiled eggs, which
Yes.
I'm just an advocate for eggs.
Yes.
With dogs. It's really a healthy treat. It's purely natural.
It's great for them.
And beautiful coats. I mix it in with dog food and other items, in their dog food for healthy growth.
Yes.
And they took some boiled eggs to the boarding facility. I don't know what type it was. It was in another state.
Yeah.
But the people did not store the boiled eggs properly. And they kept feeding them to the dog, and they ended up making the dog quite sick. And so on top of a boarding bill, then the owner of this dog had some vet bills on top of it. So I don't know where that went, how they handled it, but I do know that the eggs weren't stored properly. So their dog ended up sick.
Which, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but you really have to question the intelligence on people that don't know to just put some eggs in the fridge. I mean, and to continue to feed them to the dog. I mean, I wouldn't bring my dog back. I'll say that.
I don't think they did, actually, but
that's probably a good thing. Gosh. And that's the thing.
So they need to listen to you.
Yes.
They need to hear what you're saying about your
absolutely.
pets.
If you have any doubt at all that they might not listen to you about any of it, find someone else.
Could be a red flag.
There's probably other things they're not going to listen about too.
Well, now, okay. I do give Enzo my pizza crust when I'm here visiting.
Okay, you may give Enzo pizza crust, but you're his grandma. So,
well, and I do it in front of you.
Yeah, so it's not like you're sneaky being like, oh, don't,
Because Tori does not feed her dogs table scraps.
Because they're naughty.
Because they are naughty about getting into food, so she just doesn't do it. But when we are having a pizza party and such, I do give Enzo my pizza crust.
Yeah.
So I don't really listen.
No, but I just consider it's, pizza party for everyone, whatever.
So
So
don't do as I do.
yeah,
Do as I say.
that's right. And if you're gonna do as she does, do it in front of whoever you're not listening to.
And I'm not babysitting him.
No, this is
I guess
blatant.
I guess if I was actually watching your dogs for you, I'd probably follow the rules a little bit more. So
Yeah.
they were
I don't know about the food,
okay. I'd
I-
probably still give him
yeah,
pizza crust if I
yeah.
was here alone with him.
which is fine. I would assume you'd do that. So it's fine. We've got it worked out.
Sorry, I'm bad.
I just gotta say it's not rotten eggs, okay? So they're not sick.
It's fresh.
Yeah,
Fresh pizza.
that's right. So
But there are actually people that are like, I guess, to be honest, if it were a puppy, like with a young digestive system, I would probably be a little bit more careful with that because
yeah,
it does call, kind of, I mean,
it's a new thing.
it'll give them the poops.
It will. It's
It's I'm probably a little bit more careful with a baby than I am like a 7-year-old dog.
Yeah, Enzo's been through it. Okay?
Yeah,
He's-
so that's something to consider for me.
right, exactly. He's fine. Okay, he's
Yeah.
eating poop and
Yeah.
stuff. So,
So not because we like it, because
No.
he just decides to.
yeah, it's a find out later, unfortunately.
Yeah, but with a baby, a little bit more sensitive
Yeah.
to their digestive needs.
Well,
But
yeah, and again, I mean, I think if you really thought it was that upsetting, or wouldn't do it, but
right,
I'm really not that bothered by it. It's, but again, just that really make sure the person's gonna listen, because
right.
it can turn into a really big deal. You want to establish any rule. Can they eat people food? Can they have treats? Do they sleep in their kennel? Are they allowed on the furniture?
Mhm.
What are the you want to keep as much of a normal schedule as you can, just because it's going to be easier for the dog to adjust to a different situation if you keep things as
Yeah.
normal as you can.
So the environment's going to change, obviously, if you're taking them to someone's house. But if they
Right.
have very similar situation, dishes, foods, toys, treats,
Yeah.
actually a responsible dog owner would take their foods, their dishes, their toys.
Yes.
Even we were talking earlier about, blankets that smell like home.
Yes. Yep.
You're going to want to take a dog bed or whatever the case,
Yep.
or if they just sleep on blankets.
Yeah.
That's all very familiar to them. So that's going to keep things a little bit more normal.
Well, and that's a good, that's something that, is done with baby puppies going to their new homes and all of that. So even just because the dog's a little older doesn't mean that that's not important for them as well.
Well, Primo Corso Kennels does send I call it a scented blanket.
Yep.
But, it's a blanket that just before they go to their permanent homes, there's a day or two ahead, we'll put blankets in with other puppies or have mom lay on it and cuddle it. And then it's kind of scented.
Yep.
And it gives them a familiar scent when they go to a new home that's obviously going to be different.
Right. It makes it less stressful, which, dogs can't tell you they're stressed and, they're feeling uncomfortable and all that. So the more you can do to just make them comfortable right off the bat, I think it's going to be better for everybody involved. So, you can dog proof your house, which
Oh, the person watching the dog?
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. You want to make sure, if you are watching somebody else's dog and they're coming to your house, do you have your chemicals put up? Think baby proofing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because if a kid can get into it, your dog probably can too.
Poppy, just this morning, I got mad.
Yeah.
She opens my cupboards and get my dishes out.
Oh,
I have my mixing bowls down low.
Yeah.
And she just goes, I watch her.
Yeah.
She uses her nose and opens them up, and I have to zip tie the cupboards, just like baby
Yeah.
proofing.
See, that's what I'm saying. I know people probably look at a dog sometimes and thinking, oh, they could never.
Mm.
Absolutely, they can. Opposable thumb means nothing to them.
They
Okay,
got an opposable nose.
that's right. Are you kidding? They'll figure it. Yeah.
Yeah, Poppy's awful about cupboards, and I hate it because then I got to cut the zip tie to put dishes away
Yeah.
and then redo it. And sometimes I try to leave it unzip tied.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea. That's what happened this morning. I left it undone because I was going to wash
I know.
dishes.
That's the.
She opened it up.
I know.
I
It's
heard
the-
dishes hitting the floor.
Poppy. I bet you knew it was her before you even looked.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I was in the living room. Well, she's not going to do it in front of me.
And Karma's too good of a girl for that.
Oh, she's not feeling well. Yeah, we'll announce
Ooh.
that.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Primo Corso Kennels would like to announce that Karma is expecting
Yes, she
around
is.
the 5th or 6th of April.
Yep.
We were going to have it confirmed with an ultrasound, but our ultrasound got delayed due to calving.
Yeah, it's crazy up here.
The vet had to call and reschedule it because she's been real busy with some other things.
Yes.
So, although it's not confirmed through an ultrasound, judging by her nipples and the size of her belly,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm pretty confident in saying she's expecting.
I would be absolutely shocked if she was not.
I know.
I mean, what is happening?
Yeah, that's
Because
a lot going on in there.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait.
I know. You can't have any.
No, I can't.
You said that with JoJo.
Well, there is a spare room upstairs.
No.
Haven't used that one yet.
No.
I love dogs.
So anyhow, so that's exciting
Yes.
news. We're
Looking forward to that.
But yeah, I
Um,
think sometimes, people are just more comfortable with family or friends watching
They
their dogs.
really are. Well, you make sure you have everything you need. I mean, just because, a family member, they might not have, bring the water dishes, food and water dish if they don't have it, kennel, if they don't have a place for them to be, collar with the tags and leash in case you're taking them on a walk. Emergency contact too, not just for emergency vet or the person that you're watching the dog for, but maybe even like an extra backup person.
That makes me think of a story. Cody, when he was just a tiny guy,
Yeah.
Cody's my son, my youngest child, broke his arm.
Was he like 8?
I don't know, like third
Set.
grade, something like that.
Yeah, he was young.
And he broke it at school. And so he was
Mhm.
home with his broken arm, and I had to work.
Yep.
So grandma, being the wonderful person she is, said, I'll watch
Yes.
him for a while. So
Yeah.
I, drove him up there, and he was staying with grandma and grandpa Humbert. And I got a call
Yes.
saying, hey, do you want to come and get Cody? And I thought, well, okay,
sure.
I can.
What happened?
She fell in the tub. Grandma fell in the tub and broke her shoulder.
I remember that. Yeah.
And Cody had broke his shoulder.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, gosh, yeah. I'll be there in just a bit. They lived an hour and a half away. And she, while watching Cody, had fallen and broken her shoulder as well. So we had 2 of them down.
Yeah.
And
That was quite, and yeah, I mean, grandma was not, she's not a big person, but he was a child.
yeah.
So there was really nobody could help anybody.
No, actually, it was funny. Not haha.
Interesting.
Ironic.
Crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she was in the shower, and Grandpa had already gone out to the shop to start work,
Right.
and she fell and Cody was in the house, of course, toddling, doing whatever.
Yep.
And she was calling him to come in, and he would go in. He was like, no way, I'm not going in there. You're
Yeah.
in the bathroom.
Right.
And she's like, come in here.
Yeah.
So he went in, and she had, grabbed a towel and covered,
Right.
but she told that she had to tell him what to
Right.
do.
He's a kid. He didn't know what to do. He didn't even know
Yeah.
what was going on.
And she was saying, go out to the shop and find grandpa.
Yep.
He's, such and such, doing such and such.
Yep.
And this little guy had to go running
Mhm.
out to get grandpa because grandma had fallen.
Right.
And he did that.
Yeah.
And grandpa took over from there. But yeah, so you just don't know what can happen when someone's watching your kid or your dog.
Right.
So it's great to have just kind of a backup plan.
Exactly. It doesn't even need to be anybody that's super dog person, just an extra person who can take care of things if something,
Till you can get back or
some
whatever the-
insanity has been figured out, whatever
Yeah.
the case. Yeah.
So
So
have a plan B.
exactly. Super important.
Yeah.
So, who choose wisely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But always have, emergency vet, name, address, phone number, all that. Of course, the number of the person you're watching the dog for. And then, I would always have an extra plan B for sure. Because,
Yeah.
that's the type of stuff that does happen. It's something you could never guess. So,
In our family, you can guess it.
pretty
if something
well.
if something can go bad, plan B is for bad.
Murphy's Law.
They should change it to Wendell's Law.
I think so. I'm just saying, at the rate we go, might as well.
I had someone, I think it was someone from work, said, gosh, if there weren't bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. And I thought that kind of offended me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know, some good things happen.
Listen, buddy.
But that kind of bothered me. But
Bold of you to assume my life is that bad.
yeah.
My goodness.
Although I just did say plan B is for us.
Well, we can say it. Yeah. They can't.
Anyhow.
So also, I did write down, I found a typical friend rate
Oh,
for
let's hear
payments.
that.
Okay.
What do you pay your friends?
$20 to $40 per day, with overnights costing a little bit more.
Uh-oh.
The benchmark is about 70% of professional rates.
I guess I owe you some money.
Yeah, well, I think a few people maybe. But yeah, so I came upon the friend rates accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great information to have.
Yeah.
And now I know how much I should be charging people. from
Did
now
you
on.
just look at me?
No, because I can't. You help me just as much. So
Yeah, we kind of
It's-
go back and forth with that. so.
yeah, I figure we're on a even.
So we've gone past the friend and family rate.
Yeah, we're still sharing that $20.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
We've been passing the same $20 back and forth for, I don't know, a couple of years now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
borrow $20?
Yeah.
And actually, I'm not too sure who started that. So I'm not sure
It's hard
who
to
owes who
at this
that
point.
$20.
Yeah, it's floating around in the universe, just floating around out there.
Hey, by the way.
Yeah.
Can I borrow $20?
Sure.
So I'm going to announce something.
Okay.
I'm kind of hesitant to do this. So Primo Corso Kennels is kind of revamping the breeding program,
Yes.
adding new bloodlines, kind of doing a little bit of changing.
Yep.
And we have Reggie, who
Yes.
is about 9 weeks old, joining the group.
Adorable.
I was not going to mention too much about him only because we do have to look at their health and conformation and disposition
Yes.
before we officially add them to the breeding program.
Right. It does sometimes take a little bit longer to figure out if that's the dog we want.
Yeah. So although he is part of the group now,
Yes.
we'll watch him grow and develop and see if he's going to be officially part of the group. Otherwise, he'll be neutered and a really great pet for us.
Yes.
And right now, we're really liking what we're seeing, and we will be posting things on Facebook.
Yep.
As far as his training and his growth and who he
Yes.
is becoming. And hopefully he'll turn out to be a dog that we can incorporate to our family. Well, he is going to be part of the family.
He is, but is he going to make more little Reggies?
Right. Right.
You know, he is honestly one of the cutest puppies I've ever seen.
He's got these really these brown eyes that kind of melt you.
Oh, they absolutely do. And he is just a little honey. So, he's meeting Enzo today. So
Yeah, he just took off after Enzo.
He did, which he is, the size difference is
Silly.
It is. I mean, and actually seeing a dog that large back away from a puppy that small.
The size of his nose.
Yeah, it's super funny and adorable all at the same time.
Yeah. So far, I really like what I'm seeing in Reggie.
Yes.
He's very confident. He's got nice conformation. I really like what I'm seeing with him.
Yes.
But, you know, again, we have. Did someone get after you?
They came out of the.
I believe Reggie just trotted after Enzo down the hallway here. So he is making friends.
Yeah, he is. And he is not worried. I will say Enzo's a great dog to meet puppies because he's meets the ones that come over to visit. And I've got too many dogs myself. So, you know, it's super cute watching them interact. I'm excited to see this little fella get even more awesome.
You will see photos of Reggie with a foam block on his head.
Yes.
I am a person who likes ear cropped.
Yes.
I'll say, let me rephrase, ears. There's two of them.
Yes, there
cropped.
are two. Yes. I prefer my dog's ears cropped as well.
So the block is to support his ears, and the stitches and block will be coming off, probably Wednesday, and a couple days away here, 3-4 days away. So that is something you will see.
It's I mean, as cute as it is, I can't wait to see him without it.
Yeah, it'll look much better without.
Yes.
It kind of looks like a little hat, but
it does.
That's going to be coming off here this week, and the stitches will be coming out. So he's really doing a great job with it, leaving him alone. He doesn't care for the inflatable donut he had around his neck. So
no,
he's doing really good with everything. So if you see that in pictures, you'll be like, what is on his head? It's a block.
It's a block, and it will go away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just going to have to be cute for now.
Yeah.
So
if you do have any questions or anything that you need to, look into as far as boarding goes, it's always good to check with the professionals in your area. You can always, check with vet. They're great resources for information.
Yes.
Or trainers might be able to give you some direction. Otherwise, there's always Google. We are huge fans of internet research. So do your research and keep yourself informed.
Yes, all the time. And again, if you have any questions or comments for us, you can email us at realtalkdogtalk@yahoo.com or comment down below. Also, don't forget, we are on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon. So go ahead and follow, like, comment, and
all that.
All that.
Yep.
All of it.
So thanks for joining us. We hope you have a great week, and we hope to have you here next time as well.
That's right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.